everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I have the Last Ronin action figure armored version from NECA. Now this is one of many action figures, so the way I will be reviewing these guys is in order. So I will be reviewing 1, 2, 3, and so on and so on. So let's just go ahead and get into the box. So here we have a nice shot of the Last Ronin right here, TMNT right here, Last Ronin. Beautiful shot of him. Armored right here. Little signature. On the side we have a nice picture frame right here. Nice artwork of him. Now the more you collect them, like the number orders, so 1, 2, and 3, it ends up building a nice mural of all of them together. So I will be showing that at the end of the video, of each video, whenever I get them. Now here we have the back. Nice shots of the action figure right here, and a nice little description of the comic. You can go ahead and pause to read that if you'd like. Then we have on the other side a nice shot of Ronin right here, Last Ronin, and at the bottom it says Last Ronin Armored number 1. Now with NECA and the Last Ronin figures, you can go ahead and pop them off. There's a little Velcro right here that keeps them together. We got a nice shot of the figure right here. Super cool, super awesome. And then we got the figure in his clear display. Oh yeah, this looks awesome. So besides that, let's just go ahead and get this figure out of the box. And here we have the figure out of the box, and guys and gals, this thing is so cool. Like, as soon as I got him out, this thing was heavy for sure. But there were so many accessories, which we'll get into here in a bit. And man, this figure alone just looks so great. Amazing. The artist and sculptor of these figures, oh man, they're great. Especially this one. This one looks so awesome. So let's just go ahead and just get into it. The detail in just the shoes, the shins, the guards. Oh my goodness, the ripples in the pants is so great. The shading in it too. Oh my goodness. You can definitely tell these people love their Ninja Turtles and definitely loved the Last Ronin. Man, look at all that. You have places to put his accessories and weapons. And this right here is an actual rope. Like, what? More places for weapons right here. This seems to be a plastic, a little movable, kind of rubbery plastic. A little bit of paint chip here, but that's okay. Man, but look at this. This looks so great. The top right here for details on the shoulders and the face. Oh my goodness, look how mean this guy looks. Definitely looks like he just jumped straight out of the comic. Oh my goodness. And we'll get into more of the posability whenever we get him fully out here. And I'll show y'all all the articulation. But man, does this guy look good. And I almost forgot the hood. Oh my goodness, the hood has so much detail. Like, look at that. The texture on the hood is just amazing. Oh, if my camera can focus. There we go. Texture on it. The coloring and paint work on this, on his pads. Oh my goodness. I am just amazing. I love it. It looks great. It feels great. It's amazing to have in person. I definitely recommend y'all guys pick this figure up for sure. Now, besides that, let's just go ahead and get into all of his accessories. And here we have all of his accessories, and like I said earlier, he comes with a lot. This may not seem like a lot to you, but this seems like a lot to me. This is so cool. We have 3 different hands. We have 2 different heads. It's great. So let's just go ahead and get into the heads. So here we have his default head, the one with the hood, if my camera could focus on it. Again, this has such amazing detail into it, especially the hood itself. Such great detail. Like, oh my goodness. And with the hood, you can take it off as well. There's a little peg right here that just plugs in to his head. So that is super cool. We also have his alternate head sculpt right here with him yelling, super angry like. So cool. Little bit of paint here, but that's okay. Now his bandana is definitely a lot longer on this one. You can move this around a little bit, and you can take this off and plug the hood in as well. Yeah, let me see if I can. There we go. And you just plug the hood in just like that. You can also plug in his other bandana if you're not using the hood. So that one plugs in and it kind of rests on his shoulder, that bandana. And you can do the same thing with this head sculpt. You can go ahead and plug in this bandana right here, and that'll rest on his shoulder. Or you can go ahead and plug this bandana in, which you just slide on in there, and that will flow on back over his back. And I'll show y'all what that looks like on the figure itself here in a bit. But wow, he comes with just wow, amazing. Now we got his goggles right here that he uses. It is plastic right here, but we have a nice cool elastic band. Now don't stretch it too much, but you can super easily stretch this over his head. Let me see if I can do that. And there we go. Stretch it on over his head. I have these flipped up. No, I had it the right way. But yeah, you can have this stretched on over his head. Just like that. Let's see if I can get a nice comfortable position for it. Yeah, that's good enough. You can do the same thing with the other head sculpt as well. Just stretch it on over. Oh, mine's not aligned right. There we go. Stretch it on over his head, just like that. I feel like I do have it upside down here. No, that looked right earlier. Well, but that's how it looks like on his head, and we'll get some cool shots of that here later, which is so cool. We have a nice electric baton, which is so cool. He uses this to fight. I wish they came with some electric effects with it, but I think there will be an accessory pack coming out with the electric effects that you can get. You can get that on Big Bad Toy Store or your local stores. Super cool. Amazing paintwork and detail into this. And I'll show y'all how to attach this to his hands. We also have a cool rope right here that whenever he throws onto a building, he can climb up. And this is just a full-on rope. Now, look at that. Got a nice, cool rope for this. And again, amazing paintwork right here. But wow, that is so cool that we have just a flat out rope for this. I didn't think we would. Maybe it would have been plastic, you know, but this is super cool to have. Will I be using this? Probably not. But I am going to have to tie that to somewhere or restring it. Not restring it, but rewrap it. Now let's go ahead and get into his other weapons. Here we have the 4 Turtles weapons. Now only one of each besides Donnie's bow staff. Now Donnie's bow staff is just a wooden stick, but with this bow staff compared to the other Donatello I did a review on, this bow staff has so much more detail, and you can actually tell it is a wooden stick. Some nice detail in the wrapping, which I love to see. Nice beautiful paintwork and shading. Like, look at that. Even at the tops, if I can get it to focus here, let me see if this helps. Even at the tops, there's just a little bit of detail here and there. But man, is this staff so cool. Then we have Leo's sword right here. A nice metallic paint. So cool. Little ridges here and there. Beautiful gold painted detail for the guard. And some nice shading and paintwork for the handle. And then we have his sheath right here. Just a plain blackish grayish sheath. Not really anything too crazy going on. And all you do is just slide it on there. Perfect fit. Then we have one of Wrath's size, which is kind of upsetting, you know. I would have preferred 2. Maybe we'll get 2 in the next figure, number 2. But look at that. Beautiful silver painting. Nice brown detailed wrapping for the handle. But man, does this look good. Again, I do wish we got 2 of these. Same with Mikey's nunchucks. But what's cool is that this is an actual chain. It's a metal chain. So you can swing this around. Look at that. That's so cool. And instead of just a plain stick, you can actually see some details in this handle right here. Look at that. Some detail and a little bit of shading here and there. Oh my goodness. So much better than the other Mikey. Look at that. The paintwork and the detail on all these accessories right here is just phenomenal. Then we have 4 different shurikens right here. All the same, you know, just a nice grayish color, kind of metallic-y silver. I'd say it's more of a gunmetal, but there's not much to talk about. And I will show y'all how to attach these accessories to all these hands right here. Then we have a bomb. I think it might be a smoke bomb. It's been a little while since I read the comic. I think this might be one of his smoke bombs. Oop. Or his bomb. This one has really great detail. I wonder where this came from. Might be from a little bit of the sword. But this has some nice detail. Oh, and there it goes. Now, besides that, we have 3 alternate hands right here. Here we have some open hands right here, ready to fight. Now these hands have some really cool detail. You can see some wrinkles in the glove lining for his fingers right here. A little bit of dirt to show that he's been all over the place, all over the city. On the back of the gloves, some nice shadings for the fingers. Really, really cool. Shading on the padding right here. So that's awesome. Really cool. Then we have his weapon holding hands right here. Now these you would use for the shurikens, the baton, his bow staff, sword, nunchucks, all of that. Look at that. Again, these have some amazing detail work in them. Look at that. So cool. So awesome. Can't wait to put these on the figure. And I will be showing y'all what they look like on the figure, what each accessory would look like on the figure, and how to attach all the accessories as well. Here we have his default hands, his fisted hands right here, punching hands. Super cool. Again, amazing detail, amazing shading for the pads right here. You can see some lining on the gloves. Super duper cool. Paintwork and sculpt is amazing on these. Oh look, I think a little bit is chipping away, huh? It might be the open hands because I did see some paint chipping earlier. So do be mindful of that some of the paint chipping might come off on the hands. But besides that, all these accessories right here are just amazing. I'm glad we have a lot of them. A little upset that we don't have 2 of Raph's size or Mikey's nunchucks. But hey, it's okay, you know, maybe in the next figure we'll get that. So besides that, let's go ahead and show y'all what all these accessories look like on the Last Ronin. And here we have the Last Ronin with his hood off and his bandana that lies over his shoulder. Now this looks super cool, super good on the figure. And again, the bandana just plugs in super nice and easy where the hood would plug in. Doesn't cover up the peg right there, but that's okay. But yeah, that is what it looks like. It rests on his right shoulder. So besides that, let's just go ahead and get his other bandana on. So again, all you have to do, pull this off and plug this in. Here, let's see if I can get there. There we go. Oh. There we go. And it just rests on his back. Just like that. And it'll sway in the wind. So cool. Now besides that, let's go ahead and get on his other head sculpt. And here we have his other head sculpt, his screaming angry head sculpt, with his long default bandana that he came with. Super cool, super nice. Now this one, we can also switch out the bandana. Again, same thing with the other head, just unplug it and plug in the other one. And it'll rest on the same shoulder, which is his right shoulder. And it'll look just like that. Look at that. And you can also take out this bandana as well and put on his hood that he automatically comes with. So there's just a little peg right here that plugs in where the bandana goes. And you just slide it on in there. Here, see if I can get this to magically fit properly. And there we go. There he is with his hood and not bandana, but his hood on. Super cool, angry face with the hood. Really nice. Now besides that, let's go ahead and put on those goggles of his. And here we have him with his angry face, just grinning with his goggles on. Super cool, super awesome. Let's go ahead and put on his hood with this. Let's see if we can do that. So we'll go ahead and slide this on in there. Hopefully I don't snap anything. And there. Seems like that's as far as we're gonna get it. Look at that. That looks super cool. And we can go ahead and take this hood off and put on his bandana. We'll just reveal enough and go ahead and plug it on in. There we go. And that's what it looks like with his bandana and goggles on. And to not waste y'all's time, the other head sculpt looks the exact same. I'll go ahead and throw up a picture right here. So there's not much, you know, it's almost exactly the same, but you know, his mouth is just screaming. Now, besides that, let's go ahead and put on his other hand accessories. And here we have him with his fisted hands. These hands look so cool on him, really great. Again, these are his default hands, so he will come out of the box already with these hands. Oops. Now, again, we've already seen what the hands look like in person and all that. So let's just go ahead and get into his other hands. And here we have him with his weapon holding hands, grabbing hands. And they look really clean on him, really nice. And again, we've already gone into detail on how they look up close. So let's just go ahead and show y'all how to attach each accessory. So starting off with the nunchucks, right here, have all the accessories on the side. All you have to do is just slide it on in through his hand, through the top. Watch the bottom finger, and there you go. He has his nunchucks ready to swing. And you can have him holding both of the handles like that. Look at that. Now you can store these nunchucks in the back right here. At least I think the nunchucks should go right here. I believe they go separately right here. To me, I think it's supposed to be like, oops, don't want to pull it too far. And we'll slide this one up just a bit. And this one up as well. To me, I feel like it's supposed to look like that. And I might be wrong. You might have to put both of them here, or he doesn't even hold on to them and you put something else there, but I think that's how they go. Now, for his other accessory, we have Raph's Sai, only one, which is such a shame. And all you have to do, again, is just slide it through the top. And it goes in pretty smoothly. There we go. Went in smoothly through the top one. There we go. And it looks super great. It's ready to use that Sai. And the same thing for the other hand. All you have to do is just slide it through the top, like so. Bottom, and there you go. Ready for action. And where you store his Sai is right through the front loop. So all you do is just slide it on in there, right there. And you can see that on the front of the box whenever he shows, or whenever the display shows the figure on the side when you open it. Now for Donnie's bow staff, super long, super big. All you have to do, again, with all these accessories, is just slide it through the top. There we go. And get it all the way onto the wrapping. Oh, there goes Mikey's nunchuck. Slide that up again. There we go. And there we go. We have the Last Ronin holding Donnie's bow staff. Super duper cool. And you can have him holding it with both hands. Let's see if I can get him to do that. You just have to slide it on through. And slide this one through. And there you go. That's him holding it with both hands. We'll go ahead and take this out. Just like so. Move his arms back. And to store this one, it's going to be this small one right here. So what you'll do is you'll go from bottom to top. So let's go ahead and do that. Now this is a snug fit, so do be careful whenever you are doing this. And there you go. It does not go all the way around the white, so don't try and push that through. Just the stick itself right here. And that's what it looks like on him on the front and on the back. So, with his other accessory, we have Leo's sword. Go ahead and take that out of the sheath. And it fits on just the same as all the other accessories. You just slide it on through his hand right here. Go ahead and get that up close. Just like that. Through the bottom. There we go. And push down on the guard. And there you go. There he is with Leo's katana. Ready to go. Ready to beat up and chop up some bad guys. Now, to add this to his back, all you have to do is slide it through this big hole right here. And it's going to go in facing this way. So go ahead and slide that on through. Now again, it's super tight, so you have to be very mindful when you are sliding this through to be careful, since this is a thin rope and this is a rubbery bendable plastic. So do be mindful of that. And there you go. Now you can have it crossing like this, or you can have them side by side like this. That all depends on you. I think I might have them crossing over a bit just because it seems better. And all you do is just push it out from the bottom for Leo's sword. And then you simply go from the top and slide that on in. Now, besides that, let's go ahead and show y'all what his other accessories look like, starting off with his baton. So now with this one, again, you just slide it on through, the top. This one is a bit of a tight fit, so you might have to move this finger up a bit, as well as the bottom one. And there you go. Slide it on over, and he has it in his hand, super nice and snug. Just like that. Ready to kick some butt. And you can have it turned the other way, like that, if he's storing it in his arms. And then he flips it around to electrocute and beat up some baddies. Now, this one, I'm not sure where you store it. I don't even think you can store it on here. So, we'll just set this to the side. Now, with his shurikens, we'll go ahead and get this one super up close. Now, with his shurikens, you have to be very careful because you have to slide them in between his finger and thumb right here. So you slide them in just like that. And there you go. He's ready to throw them. Bam. Look at that. And you can do that with all four. Now, the bomb, or the smoke bomb, can't remember. I think it'd be best if you just have it kind of like resting. If you just move his finger back a little bit, resting right there. And you have it in between his finger and thumb, just like that. And you can do that for the other hand as well, but I'm not going to push it. So just like that. These fingers aren't really hard to move, so don't even worry about it. Just be very careful when you do, because you don't want to break it. And you can also do the claw right here. I haven't wrapped it up, but you can have him holding the claw in one hand, ready to throw it. And then you can wrap the rope around his other hand so that he is ready to throw it and hook on to the building so he can climb up it. Now, I feel like this one would mainly be wrapped up and you would have it right here, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, that is what it looks like. Super cool, super awesome. So besides that, let's go ahead and get into the last pair of hands. And here we have his last pair of hands, his open hands. Now these hands are super cool. We did get into them whenever we were reviewing them. So there's not much to talk about. This is what they look like on the figure. You can use these hands for if he's holding the rope in one hand. You can put the rope around maybe this hand instead of the closed hand like that. And then whenever he has his grabbing hand, you can put that in this hand. But yeah, you can use this hand for the rope, or you can use it like if he just tossed the rope. So like if you're making a stop motion, bam, he just tossed the rope, and this is the hand he is using for whenever he lets it go. But besides that, there's not much to talk about. This can be his getting ready to fight hands, you know, getting ready to charge at you. But besides that, that's all the accessories on him. So let's go ahead and get into articulation. And here we have the figure ready for an articulation review. So as always, let's start from the bottom and go to the top. So we have some ankle movement right here. It goes back for both feet, about that much before the heel right here of the chancla, or I forgot, that's what I think it is, a chancla, gets in the way. And then it can go up a fair amount. Look at that. No toe pivot. There is an ankle swivel right here. A little bit of a bend for the ankle. So like if he's right there. There you go. Same thing for the other foot. We got double jointed knees. So, oh, there goes Mikey's chuck again. Maybe they aren't supposed to be there. But double jointed knees only gets up to about that far. Same with the other one. Only gets, oh, there we go. Only gets up to about that far into a kneeling position. Now if we were to move with the thigh, it can get up all the way to his back with just a little bit of a split. Let's move that out of the way. With just a little bit of a split. We got some nice thigh movement. Can reach out into the splits over here. Watch out for Raf's Sai. Let's go ahead and move that. Can go out that much. Now with Raf's Sai, it can still go a fair amount, but you might want to be careful with it because it can poke into the material and you can also break the Sai. So do be careful if you have this in when you're bending this. So let's go ahead and kick these back out. Ooh. And then he can kick out about close to a 90 degree. There we go. Now he has a upper body swivel. I believe no ab crunch, barely any because of the rubber. So there's barely any ab crunch right there. But if you lean him over a bit, he can definitely get into those cool crouching positions. Can't lean back that much either. He doesn't really even lean back, so there's that. We got some nice upper arm right here. He can go full 360 almost if you push it enough. You can reach out about that far. Arms go up to close to a T pose, I believe. Yeah, about close to a T-pose. We have nice double jointed elbows. They go about that far because the guard right here blocks it from going any further. And then we have a nice swivel right here at the elbow and another swivel right here at the guard. We have some nice wrist movement. They go in and they go back. Same thing for the other side. Other side can go up. Ooh. Again, close to a T-pose. Double jointed elbows. Stops by the guard right here. We have a nice elbow swivel and a guard swivel, as well as a wrist swivel, and it can bend in and back. Now with the neck, we can look down a fair amount. Not too much, but you can definitely tell he's looking down a little bit. You can look up, not so much, at least not with the hood. Lean his head, not really. Now, let me take off the hood. Now, without the hood, he can lean his head a good amount. Look up about, I would say about the same, but it looks like he can look up a little bit more. And look down about the same. So, the articulation on this figure is definitely limited due to the maybe weapons and material, of course, but it's still a good amount of articulation on this figure. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the nunchuck. But this figure definitely has a good amount of articulation. Do I want more? Kind of, but he doesn't really, I don't think he really moves that much in the comics. So, besides the articulation, you know, there's not really anything wrong with this figure. I really love this figure. It's a great figure. You know, I definitely recommend you get it if you are a TMNT fan or a Last Ronin fan. This figure is awesome. So, besides that, let's go ahead and just get into some size and comparison. And here we have the Last Ronin standing next to the BST AXN TMNT figures from the IDW comics. And they're not that tall. They're pretty short compared to the Last Ronin. He is definitely way bigger than they are, especially, spoiler warning, himself, Mikey. That's right, the Last Ronin is Michelangelo, if you didn't already know. But yeah, he's definitely taller than this Mikey. And this Mikey, again, is a little off balance because one of his foot or legs is taller than the other, which is such a shame. So upsetting. If y'all want to go check out how this figure looks, go ahead and check out my other review. And here he is standing next to his older brother, Leo. He is definitely taller now. And you can check out the review on this figure as well. This is a great figure, but I would definitely recommend the Last Ronin over these figures for sure. Hopefully, we get to see some cool other of like his other brothers before they died. You know, some cool action figures of them. That would be super cool. But besides that, he is taller. He definitely looks a lot better. He has a lot better articulation than them and definitely looks a lot cooler than them. So, besides that, let's just go ahead and get into another size and comparison. And here we have him standing next to another ninja, the Hasbro's Snake Eyes from the G.I. Joe series. Now, he is taller than Snake Eyes for sure, but man, do these two look cool together. Now, again, there's not much to talk about. The Last Ronin is definitely a lot taller, or Mikey is definitely a lot taller than the Hasbro. So let's go ahead and get into another size and comparison. And here we have him standing next to the King of Wakanda, the Black Panther. Now, this is the Mezco version. And again, he's about closer to taller than the Mezco, which isn't really a surprise to me because they are Marvel Legends height. So, I'm not that shocked. But this Last Ronin is for sure taller. And he definitely still looks super cool. This Black Panther looks super cool. If you guys want to see a review on this, go ahead and check out my other videos down below. Now, besides that, let's just go ahead and get into the last review. And here we have him standing next to the Marvel Legends Target exclusive white variant Moon Knight. This is the newest white, completely white version, not the Walgreens one. And he is, again, taller, like I expected, because with the Black Panther, since he is closer to Marvel Legends height, I figured he'd be taller than the Marvel Legends Moon Knight. Now, still, this figure, the Last Ronin, looks so cool. I cannot get over how amazing this figure looks. Like, y'all probably heard me say how cool he looks, like, so many times. So, besides that, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video here, and stop talking about how amazing this figure is. If you guys do want to get this figure, you can get it down at bigbadtoystore.com or at your local Best Buy, GameStop, or Walmart, or Target. I got mine from Best Buy. They aren't very cheap, but it is a definite good figure. Like, the articulation's good enough, the accessories are amazing, and the detail in this figure is great. So besides that, I hope I did a good review for you guys. Comment down below if there's anything I can do for y'all, anything better I could do for y'all. So just let me know, and I will gladly do that for the next review. But besides that, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one.